Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo, otherwise known as Mundane Matt, and it's like 11:35 p.m. on a goddamn Friday. I'm sober, which is one of the worst fucking things I think a person could be on a Friday, especially just when it's the end of the week and you don't really know what to do. You don't really want to go anywhere. You don't really want to watch a movie. You don't want to play video games. You just want to get fucking high. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But like the nearest pot shop is like it's like 10 miles away, and it closes in like 24 minutes. Now listen, if I was in a hurry, and I mean if I was legitimately dedicated to the notion of seeking out marijuana in a state where it is legal recreationally, I would be there right now instead of recording this podcast, or quite literally whatever the fuck this is. In fact, the audio file for it is simply just labeled whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have no plan. I'm just going to talk for a while, and I'm going to post this to the vlog channel, and I'm going to see who fucking hears it. And hopefully if you guys like it, we can keep going on this thing. I'll just do these more often, because these are kind of like, this is going to be a stream of consciousness with absolutely no form or anything else. But I decided last week, let me just kind of like take you back a week. All right. So a week ago, I was in LA. I was in Anaheim, a little south of LA, little nicer, right? It's in Orange County, which traditionally is just terrible. Orange County it's that shithole between San Diego and Los Angeles. And by shithole, I mean like opposite of San Diego and Los Angeles, where it's like very cookie cutter, very clean, very neat, very tidy. And the word I like to use to describe Orange County is sterile. You know, much like the men in Japan. It's fucking sterile. It is a cookie cutter place. Everything just feels the same. You feel like you're walking on to some kind of like never ending television set. Like you're in Desperate Fucking Housewives, and it's all the same goddamn suburb. And it's worse in fucking Irvine, right? It's just terrible in Irvine. But look, I could go off about Irvine for a while. There might be people listening that are like, I'm from Irvine, to which case I would respond, I'm sorry? Move north or move south. Get out of that weird center zone, right? You think, because this is the thing, Orange County people think they're from Los Angeles, all right? And it's like, come on. No, you're not. Don't fucking lie to yourself. You're not from LA, okay? You're south of LA. Just say you're by Disneyland. It at least gives some credence to where you reside in the geographical location that is known as California. That large, dear God, it's a huge fucking state. It's a long state, right? I mean, if people like to say that Florida is like America's penis. I'm just gonna like fucking California is like, it's just this. It's a dick of a state. I'm just gonna leave it at that, right? But the point is, I don't know where I was going to that joke. That again, there's no structure, there's no format here. Quite literally, whatever. I should be high for this. I want to just kind of revert back to that point. I should be inebriated. In fact, the next time I do this, I probably will be. So anyway. Last week I'm in Anaheim. I'm at VidCon, right? And I decided to check out a booth over in the creator section, because VidCon decided they wanted to really separate the creator level and actually put some effort into it this year. I was actually somewhat impressed with that. Last year, I went to the creator level, and the creator level was quite literally a space where parents just overpriced entry tickets for their children who want to be creators to go to a level where they think that they're going to, in fact, see creators, that they're going to meet their favorites, they're going to meet their idols, they're going to meet the people that aren't even on site like 90% of the time, because that's how VidCon operates. You're not there. They're not there. They're out doing their own thing. They're at the Hyatt, right? You have to have like special entry to get in. I mean, it's tons of security on site, that kind of shit. No actual creators, but they did have a booth there for Shure microphones. Now, I've been a long-standing Yeti user. We're talking like 4 years. I've been a Blue fan, right? Blue Yeti, Blue Snowball. I even bought the Blue Raspberry last year. And if you don't know what it is, it looks like a suppository. It's meant to be this like little microphone that you can hook into your phone, whether it's Android or iOS, or plug into your computer, and it's meant to give you some decent sounds. I bought it for like $200. Still haven't really been able to figure out how or what to use it for. I've got it. I take it with me places, and I just look at it like, am I going to use this to document the sounds my anus makes after I mix Chipotle and Starbucks? Because that's for science. That could be interesting. In fact, that's where my stomach is right now. because I made the mistake of getting Starbucks because I wanted caffeine. And then my girlfriend's like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, well, I don't want to go to Taco Bell, but Chipotle's right there. Listen, folks, I make mistakes and then tell you about them, so you don't fucking have to. That's the world of mundane, Matt. That's the shit. That's the shit that I fucking do. That's what I do for you guys. Just so you know, I love you so much. Because you made it about 5 minutes into this thing, and I'm already talking about what my bodily functions are doing at this moment in time. This is exactly why you subscribe to this channel. Why you listen to me prattle on about the news, because you want to know how my digestive tract is handling the combination of cold brew sweet cream iced coffee on top of a fucking Chipotle steak burrito. yeah. If my body's not literally like ground zero for another norovirus outbreak, I will consider myself insanely lucky. But anyway, going back to VidCon, going back to this particular story. So I go and I try this microphone. I go and I try the Shure microphone. Now, like I said, I've been a Yeti guy. I've been a Blue guy for a long time. I love the Yeti. It's a great microphone. But man, I've been wanting something a bit meatier, a bit sexier, something I can kind of really just dive into. And then I put the headphones on. I put the cans that they call it in the biz, right? Just giving you a little bit of, if you want to wow your friends, you want to impress that date you met on Tinder, right? You want to get her to bed, get balls deep in whatever orifice she'll allow you to penetrate on the first date, because quite frankly, most women on there have daddy issues. And then you're like, can I interest you in a story about cans? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, moving on. I pop on the cans, I get to the microphone, and I start talking. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. Man, I love the sound of my voice. It sounds so good. Now, granted, my voice to me sounds entirely different than it may sound to you. I don't know how it sounds to you. I could sound like Gilbert goddamn fucking Gottfried at this point. I have no idea. But to me, it's like butter. It's this amazing, amazing. And that's kind of where we are with that right now. I listened, and I liked it. Right? I listened and I liked it a lot. So like the next night, we're at our farewell party, and I'm a few beers deep, and I'm a lightweight. I'll admit, I'm a few beers deep. My buddy Wizard of Cosro's by. You might know him. He's a good dude. Check out his channel. He makes good shit. He comes by, and he's all like, Matt, here, try this, and he hands me a joint. Now, I'm not much of a smoker. I have a pen around here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it's here. My desk is a mess because my room is cluttered. If Jordan Peterson happened to see my office space, I would get a stern talking to. Kermit the Frog would rake me over the fucking coals, talk to me about lobsters and cleaning my room and shit. And I'm all like, hey man, I own a home. I have a girlfriend. I have a daughter, okay? My shit's going okay. It's going okay, Jordan Peterson. All right? Call me titties, Jordan Peterson. So anyway, I take a couple hits off this thing, and I start feeling it right now. I'm new to the marijuana world. I'm quite literally green, right? Pun intended. And so I recently learned the differences between sativa, indica, and the hybrid, right? And this apparently was sativa. Now, I've never smoked sativa before. I've smoked a hybrid, and I've smoked indica, but I've never sat down and had sativa. And so I'm drunk and I'm high, and I start thinking, now what you need to know about me, and I'm sure if you've watched my content, you know this, my brain doesn't really ever stop working, right? Like a few weeks ago, I took this 90-minute, it's a sensory deprivation float, right? Awesome. 90-minute float. Fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough. And this is meant to be my relaxation birthday gift from my family. 90 minutes in a jacuzzi, walled off and soundproof, doors and shit, or walls. It's just you, water, and I had a rainstorm because I like rain. All right. And I didn't stop thinking. I thought the whole time, man. Cleared my head. Took me a little bit of time to get into it, but I was able to think clearly, even for like the first time in forever. It was great shit. And as you guys can tell, I like to go off topic. If I was ever narrating an audiobook, it'd be the worst goddamn thing ever. It'd be like Gary Vee on crack cocaine. Because I would just be all like, let me tell you guys a story about this anecdotal thing that I want to talk about in the audiobook that's going to take 25 minutes to get to the goddamn point of here's the answer. But anyway, so I'm high. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, man, I'm really thinking about that microphone. Like, I am really thinking about that goddamn microphone. So I jump over to Amazon and take a look at the Shure SM7B studio grade legendary vocal performance microphone. It's a little bit pricey. It's a little bit pricey. And then I remember the woman at the booth, she was like, oh, you're going to need other components in order to get it to work on your computer. And I'm like, other components? It's a fucking microphone. She's like, yes, but it's an XLR microphone. You're used to using USB. Of course, she's not actually telling me this. This is an imaginary conversation that I'm having with this woman in my head via an imagination because of, the marijuana. And so she like legitimately at this thing recommended a Shure MV1, which is an analog to digital converter that actually works with your phone, right? It works with your fucking phone. How cool is that? And then she also recommended this cloud lifter. It gives the microphone like a natural gain boost because you need it when you plug this thing into a computer. And I'm like, that's cool. Except I asked her, do I need that thing for the computer? And she said no. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting at the bar thinking about this microphone, thinking about how my voice sounds, thinking about how much I like it, how much I want to be more professional, thinking about how I want to give you guys top-notch audio content because clearly, that's the thing. And so I buy it. It's been a good month. I can put it on credit and not worry about it. So I get this thing. And but I don't order the cloud lifter because I'm thinking to myself, like, she said I didn't need it. Well, am I gonna drop another $150 if I don't fucking need it? Okay, so it arrives a couple of days later, right? And I'm like ecstatic. I get this thing, I set it up, I plug it in, I have like I'd say it's a good looking professional setup. It's a great sounding microphone. And then I go to use it and the audio is shit. The audio is low, the audio is terrible. Because of reasons I can't figure it out. I'm just like, what the hell? Well, for one, the XLR cable that I purchased with it is not for microphones. It is legitimately for musical instruments. So, yeah, I'm stuck with this thing now. So I go find a local guitar shop, right, in downtown Olympia, Washington. I drive down, I buy this cable, and all they got's a 20-footer. I'm like, that's fine, I don't give a shit. Go home, plug it in the thing. Still, the audio is bad. So then I'm on Google. I'm on YouTube. I'm trying to find alternatives. I'm trying to find a way to make it work without dropping another $150 for this item. So I actually have a Zoom H6 that thankfully is very cool, very generous of a fan. Bought this for me in 2014. I mean, it's nice, very nice. And so I used it in a while, so I dusted off and plugged the microphone in and get everything all set up. And you know what? Hey, it works. Works out all right. It works out okay. Except now my workflow is a little bit different. I got to sit there and like import the audio and then, tweak it a little bit, which isn't a problem. But I'm still like, it's not good enough. So I broke down about the goddamn cloud lifter. That came in the mail yesterday. And what you're hearing right now is the byproduct of all that. And if it sounds smooth and sexy, late night radio DJ, that's the desired intent. That's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I'm trying. And what's great is like I got this pair of headphones on that I totally like forgot that I'd buy. It came with another kit. I buy kits when I buy these gear, right? I look for these kits, and so they send me stuff. The headset's pretty good. So there's that. And so this is the first time I've been able to record something like this while getting the playback in my own ear so I can hear how it sounds. And that makes the experience entirely fucking different, which is awesome because that generally never seems to happen, I feel. So that's my really long story for spending a lot of money in order to sound better, to feed my own narcissistic self-delusion. That's what happens when I go to VidCon. That's what happens. I go to VidCon and I get inspired to do better. I get inspired to do more. And I haven't really talked much. I haven't done a video like my thoughts on VidCon or what happened on VidCon. And I probably should sit down and just record a dedicated piece of material, letting all my fans know, all my listeners know exactly what happened in regards to going to VidCon. And I'll tell you this, guys, there was like no drama. So it's people, there were people, okay, I won't talk about VidCon just yet, because I'll go into that stuff, but there were people out there that were legitimately waiting, right? They didn't go, because these are people who never leave their home. They never leave their home. They sit there and they watch, and they watch, and they watch, and they watch, and they look to see what people are up to. They look to see what other people are doing, so they can sit there and they can comment on it. Now, don't get me wrong. A large portion of my job is sitting on my ass and talking about shit that I see on the internet. So I completely understand the motivation, not only from just a content creator perspective, as well as a monetary one. I get it. If there's drama, if there's YouTuber drama at VidCon, oh lordy, you best believe there is some shekels to be earned off of that shit. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. There was no drama on our end. We all had a grand old time. We had a great time. So much so that we're planning another event. Not like a Kilroy event or nothing, because that was effectively what I think Kilroy kind of spawned out of last year. That's all free speech, and that's awesome. I had so much fun at Kilroy. But this is just a big meetup, right? Now, there's no specifics on it yet. There's no time. There's a tentative location in terms of simply a destination, but there's a tentative time for like maybe the month or like the weeks around a certain date to go. And the idea there, just to give you kind of a general overview from at least what I am wanting to do. I don't know what other people are wanting to do. I had the idea of making it this big, bring your friends, put the call out to the fan base of multiple YouTubers. It's all like, yo, man, let's go. We're going to go to this place at this time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. It's going to be that. That's going to be it. And get people to come on out. Because one of the greatest things, and honestly, I think I speak for a lot of YouTubers when I say this, one of the greatest things, quite frankly, is the talking to your audience, is the meeting your audience, is getting to know your audience. And doing it on face-to-face is so fucking cool. It legitimately is. Now, I say it's cool for a multitude of reasons. One of them happens to be that it's nice to put a face to a name, right? Like if I'm sitting there, like I'm Mundane Matt. Everyone knows me as Mundane Matt. That's just, that's who I be, right? But if you're like Balls Hanger 69, I'm only going to know you as being a really weird screen name. But if you come over and you're like this, you're like, hey, what's going on? I'm Ball Swinger 69. I'm like, oh, fuck, what's up, dude? Fuck yeah, man, what's going on? And fucking hug and like get a beer and chit chat and shit. Like I've legitimately met people a couple people now that have like, one of them was like so nervous. He spotted me at Comic-Con last summer and I'm just walking with my friends. By the way, I'm not going to lie. I love this. I love this when I go to Comic-Con with my homies that I've known for 15 plus years. And they know me as just being like a jackass from college and shit. And then we go to Comic-Con and they know what I do for a living, but they don't fully get it. They don't fully understand it. Like they're like, yeah, no, Matt sits on his ass and like talks about shit on the internet. I mean, yeah, he bought a house and everything else. Like that's all right, but they don't fully understand it. So then we're walking around and people come over and they see me like, oh my God, Matt, and this one kid last year was like, he was visibly shaking. He was visibly nervous. And we're in a crowded hall of like 100,000 people and he starts shaking. And I'm like, he's like, excuse me, are you Mundane Matt? And I'm all like, yeah, man, I am. And I can see him just like, trembling. I can see it. And he doesn't really know what to say. So I just kind of give him the sly smile. And I do this to a lot of people, by the way, as a way to kind of break the ice. Because I know what it's like to be there with someone that you listen to, that you watch and meet them for the first time and not quite know how to react. I do that shit all the time. I fuck up conversations with people all the time. And I look at him, I'm just like, you want a hug? You want a hug, bro? And he's like, yeah. And so I give him like a big old bear hug. We talk for a minute and stuff. This is the way to break the ice. This is like, for me, I'm a big Adam Conover fan. Like I love Adam Ruins Everything. And he follows me on Twitter. Like that was fucking so cool when I found that out. But he was on this nationwide tour and shit. And I went to go see him when he was cruising through Portland. and I'm waiting in line to meet him afterward, you know, and I'm talking with someone who recognized me and shit. So this is kind of funny. Like, I'm talking with this guy and his family, and the husband and the wife know who I am, and they're kind of like, they're excited to talk to me, and I'm like excited to talk to them, you know, but like they were kind of nervous and shit. I'm like, you know, I'm just a normal person. You cut me, I bleed, sort of thing. And then I meet Adam Conover, and I'm the exact same way. I was all like, yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Adam? How you doing, man? That's a great, good show. Yeah, fucking great. I can't fucking talk. Like, this is Adam Conover. Adam Conover, who, as I walk up to him, he's like, Matt, oh, I'm so glad you made it. Like, calls me out by name, recognizes me by face. A man who I legitimately, like I kind of fucking idolize Adam Conover. Like, I love this dude's work. And he sees me, and like, he knows who I am, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know anything. So I botched the entire conversation, and I did it again at VidCon with Philly D. Like, I'm trying to like tell Philly D that I respect him, because Philly D recognized me. As I won a lottery to go meet him, and I go up there to go talk to him, and as I'm walking up, he's all like, hey, I know this guy, and I'm pretty sure Philly D like didn't remember my name, right? Like, I don't think he remembered my name. But he just saw, I think he recognized my Twitter avatar. He's like, oh, I've seen that fat fuck before. And then I go over there and shit. And then there's that. Like, that's what I legitimately think happened. That's my story. But no, he recognized me. But I couldn't, like, I was trying to, like, as I'm going up to Philly D, I'm legitimately thinking back to the Adam Conover thing. I'm like, okay, Matt. I'm like, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck, like, just fucking have your talking points in your head. Know what you want to say. Say it to Philly D. Tell him you respect him. Tell him you like his work. Tell him you know, he keeps you honest as a creator. Tell him all these things that you want to tell him, because like, you're finally meeting him. This is your goal. 2 VidCons in a row, and this is your goal to meet him. He's right there. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. What'd I do? I fucked it up because I talked myself up. I talked myself to a position of being like, I'm just going to go over there and speak like this. He's not, you know, I mean, he's very cool about it. He's very nice. I just didn't know what to say to him. I get so in my head over these situations. I get so fucking worked up over this shit. Like, I legitimately motherfucking talk for a living. That is my job, to talk and speak and emote for a living. And yet when I meet people that I do truly fucking respect, I just bungle it, man. I am horrible in like legitimate fucking social settings. And it's really weird. I have to work on that. Like, in certain areas, I'm pretty, like, small little groups and shit, I can be like the funny one. Like the fat funny one. Like, that's fine. But then you get to a larger group of people, and it's just like, oh, it's fucking terrible. It's terrible. I mess it up all the time. It's very weird. I've been looking into the whole introvert extrovert thing, and I come to realize that I'm basically an introvert. So an introvert is a person who starts the day with a high, right? With like a fully charged battery. And then with every interaction, that battery shrinks. It depletes. And then you need some time alone in order to recharge before going out. That's me, and that's me to a fucking T. That's me in a nutshell. Like, I can do so much, and then it's like, I'm done. I need a little bit of time. And if not, then I get kind of cranky, and then I fuck shit up and whatever. And having a 6-month-old child very much weighs on that. Like, I love my daughter. She is so, so, so awesome, and everything about her is just wonderful and amazing. Except for when he craps herself, which is like every day now, and it smells even worse as the days go on. But that's the struggle of being a parent. That is a plight of being a stay-at-home father. That's right. I am a stay-at-home father. Doesn't really win me any points with people, but that's okay. I'm not even really trying about that shit. But the point is that, like, you know, I'm an introvert. I'm introverted in that regard. I always thought I was an extrovert because of how outgoing I am in many situations. But as I get older, it's so weird. I just kind of like prefer to be myself. It's very odd. But anyway, I don't even know what I fucking talk about it anymore. But I think I was talking about VidCon shit and introvert stuff. But there was a point. There was a story I was telling here. There was a story. There's Adam Conover. There's Philly D. You know what? Someone in the comments will probably fucking tell me, and that's entirely fine. But ultimately, drama for VidCon. There was none of that shit. It was just a grand old time. So, oh yeah, that's right. The other event. That's going to be a thing. Everyone gets together, because now I remember, right? Everyone's going to get together at a location and chill out for a couple days. Fans, friends, listeners, viewers, whatever, man. Hang out. Because the thing is, like, TanaCon is one of the big reasons for this, right? And I was pimping this idea all throughout fucking VidCon. So if anyone out there, when this whole idea comes to light, when it is officially named, we have a name, but I don't know if we're officially going to announce it yet. And all the details come out, and people are gonna be like, that sounds awesome. I want you to come back to old Uncle Matt and be like, it was his idea. Ultimately, I was serious. I was pimping this the entire time that we were there. I was like going to everyone. I'm all like, all right, so event 6 months, 7 months, let's do it, because we realize as friends, as fellow content creators on this platform known as the YouTubes, that we like to be in each other's company, and it's a very gratifying experience. It's a grand experience when you sit there and you talk to your friends and you just realize, like, man, this is great. This is awesome. These are the people I want to be around most of the time. You know what I mean? Like, I would love just to sit back. Like, I love Jeff Holiday. You know, there are people there that don't like him. I really like the guy. Him and I get along really well. We were taking a lift back from from one Airbnb to our Airbnb, and like we got into this like massive debate over the Star Wars prequels, like that ended up trying to bring in the Lyft driver, who does not speak any English, by the way. So it was a horrible effort on Jeff's part to try to get a 2-on-1 thing going on, to which case I basically like, hey dude, you played that hand, you failed, I win. Right. And I mean, but the thing is, like, there's, you know, I love Jeff, I love Memory, Chris Raygun's fantastic, some black guys, just such a dude. He's such a cool guy, such a fun guy to be around. Fat Pat Sofane from Poisoning the Well are just like wonderfully awesome guys. Magog of Morskar is just such a generous guy. Jeremy is amazing. I mean, so many people that were there. Izzy Nobre, finally got to meet my homie Izzy, and Izzy's awesome too. And everyone there is great. And it's just like, it's this grand, jovial experience that this time around wasn't marred by some crazy girl who created drama because she felt like she got disrespected because she found her way to a private gathering and overstayed her welcome, and then tried to get multiple people to go and basically white knight on her behalf. There's a whole, I don't need to go into the VidCon drama. If you know about the VidCon drama, you know about the VidCon drama. That's definitely a fucking thing that happened. It's a reality that many of us have to live with who were there last year. We made sure that none of that shit was happening this year. And it didn't. We had like upwards of like 20, 30 people at our Airbnb, like having a party and shit. Dude, fucking chill. Great times. VidCon came and went super fast. It did. But this next event is going to probably do the same thing. It's just going to be like 2 nights, Friday night, Saturday night, fly out for a weekend. That's that. Mostly because, you know, people have jobs, right? Not everyone does this full time. And even if you do it full time, you're kind of like running paycheck to paycheck, you know, like I operate paycheck to paycheck. Which is not necessarily the best, honestly, but like I make enough to get by. And that's one of the reasons why I work 7 days a week. I mean, this job is a fucking hassle. It's not a hassle. It's a hustle, I should say. While I was at VidCon, because keep in mind, I went to the industry track. So I went to YouTube school, as Bunty King liked to so eloquently put it, and I was made fun of for constantly. It's like, everyone's like, Matt's got to get up early in the morning. He's got the YouTube school. And I'm all like, yeah, fuck me for trying to learn some shit. Right? Yeah, I've overheard the conversations about YouTube and the algorithm demonetization and platform changes. Oh, what y'all doing? That's right, nothing. You're leaving it to me to tell you what's going on. Nah, I did it because I wanted to grow, and that's my point. People, I have no problem sharing the information to content creators, big and small, because I think we're in this fight together. And we're in this game together. So that's kind of where things are at with that one. But yeah, so look forward to that particular kind of information, that whole thing as it comes down the pipeline here pretty damn soon. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to do this event. At least that's what I'm hoping. I'm really hoping it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm trying to think what else is going on this week, because I'm home a lot, but I still pay attention, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Toys R Us. Toys R Us closed. My local Toys R Us closed. Now, normally this wouldn't impact me. Like, when's the fucking last time you went to Toys R Us, right? Well, this one in particular is like the one I went to the most as a kid. My dad lived like 30 minutes away from this Toys R Us, so when I'd come to visit, you know, they'd come up here to go shopping. And there's like 5 kids, you know, and like they had limited resources, but they would always go to what they called the Big T. That was their trip to Toys R Us. I knew what the Big T was because I was the eldest. I was entrusted with the information, not to spill the beans to the siblings in order to get them hyped up for what exactly we were going to go and be doing. And it was always a lot of fun. It was a family thing. It was a family trip to Toys R Us. They'd buy me like maybe a little toy or something. You know, again, not a lot of money, but they'd buy me a little toy when I'd come to visit. And then, you know, when my girlfriend got pregnant, we moved up here. That Toys R Us was there, but that Toys R Us was also half a Babies R Us. So we went there to go look at cribs and go look at gliders and look at, you know, bottles and look at nipples and look at baths and clothes. And I spent a lot of fucking money at this goddamn Toys R Us, this Babies R Us and shit. And then it's gone now. And I've got a fucking 6-month-old. So it's like, you sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. You closed down during the first year of her life when I fucking need you. Now, granted, one person's not enough to keep them going, but I drove by it yesterday and it's gone. You know, the close signs in the window. I thought they were going to close today. I wanted to bomb by one last time. I wanted to check it out. I wanted to pay my respects and everything else. And as a result of that, I unfortunately was not able to do that, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, that's all right. And it's part of life. You know, they say the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. And the thing with Toys R Us was it had debt. You know, like it just was unable to kind of keep up with the times. I do like to blame Bain Capital for saddling it with like $5.3 billion in debt. Once they purchased it, I think like in 2004 with a couple other companies and whatnot. Mitt Romney was involved in that shit, but like I still blame Mitt Romney a lot for Bain Capital stuff. It's not the most accurate or objective, but I don't give a fuck. And they ended up, you know, not being able to kind of grow with the times and not be able to do anything else. I mean, I'd go in there and there were like Star Wars toys from The Force Awakens, you know, and you know that the toy sales are like, they're going down. Like the merch sales for that's going down and people just aren't buying as much anymore. And the toy market, because it's not digital, is not really doing as well as it could. And that's part of the problem. We're seeing this with comics too. It's a big problem with comics. And so that's kind of where, you know, you get it, but it's still like an iconic thing from your childhood. It's like this was watching it closed. This specific one was like closing the chapter on my childhood a little bit. You know, it was closing that chapter. And you know, I mean, it's okay. You know, I'm not going to sit there and cry like I just got a silver play button. Come on. That's not going to happen again. But I'm definitely going to sit there and, you know, I almost want to like go get a 40, you know, like I still have time to go buy beer, to go get a 40. I'm going to say it, 40, head over to the Toys R Us, you know, and like take a swig of it and go like pull one out. Like this one's for Joffrey. This one's for, you know, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. You know, like get really hammered and just start singing that song on repeat because that's not the most like pathetic thing ever. But no, I mean, like, it sucks. It's terrible. It's pretty shitty. It's pretty shitty stuff. And I really do hope that it comes back in some form or another. Because I know they already sold off the brand. And I heard something like KB Toys is all like, you know, make a comeback. I'm like, Jesus, dude, KB Toys died before fucking Toys R Us did. So, like, what are they going to do? I mean, they're going to honestly buy it for pennies on the dollar. So they're going to make a lot of money. They're going to be able to save a lot of money by buying it that way. And it's a brand. And right now that brand is high. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's sad. There's all these sad emoji posts, you know, sad Joffrey posts and stuff that I'm seeing float around Twitter. And don't get me wrong. Like, I understand it. It's like, this is something of your childhood and it's going away. Even though you're well past that age, you don't go there yourself because it's overpriced and they don't carry a lot of shit. Or, you know, I just don't understand why the ones that were Babies R Us closed down. I mean, everyone fucks. Well, you're supposed to. I mean, asexual people, do they fuck? Or am I thinking agender? You know what? It doesn't even fucking matter. The point is, people fuck. People fuck. They fucking don't use protection. Children come because you did. It's definitely part of the biological process of humanity. It is one of the core functions of our species. I mean, like, I don't understand also how that's not a better pickup line, right? I mean, I guess it would work if you're going to go to like a breeder club or something like that, you know, but if you're at the bar and you're not going to be, you know, walk up to some lady and be like, hi, I have a high sperm count. I see you have wide hips. And from what I can tell, you're ovulating. Tell you what, when we come back to my place, put on a little Marvin Gaye and I get deep. We're talking balls deep. I don't stop till I hit the back of your teeth deep. And then I just fill you full of my love juice. Don't get me wrong, I've had a kiwi earlier, so it's going to taste a little bit better. I also have pineapple, strawberry, and acai berry. Yeah, if you're looking for a wide variety, if you want a smoothie to to shoot out of the tip of my penis and into the into your uterus, because that makes sense. Then by all means, let's go back to my place and bust out my Vitamix. I don't know. That joke was started to go somewhere, and then I realized that like we're talking about like actual ejaculation, penis and vagina sex, not a blowjob. So I fucked that one up. I fucked that one up. So you got that you got that whole thing going on. You want like in a Kai Berry blowjob, because could that be a thing? I want to put a pin in what I was talking about there. Yeah, let's go on a whole new topic here. Wouldn't it be really funny if there was like a blowjob bar, right? Like there was a blowjob bar, and the idea there is that like a couple goes there, or whatever, and it's all like it's meant to be this kind of like very like intimate erotic experience. Come for the ambiance, stay for the cum shot. And the thing is, like, you go there and it's like meant to be this thing, and it's the guys, like, you have a wide selection of fruit juices that's meant to like kind of like pick your poison, because they have like multi-flavored condoms, right? Like you come across them, there's like there's like orange flavored, or there's like licorice flavored, or peppermint flavored, or whatever, and it's like, okay. I mean, I don't personally suck dick, so I have no idea if that would be something that, like, I don't know if women like that or not. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of porno, and like I've never seen anyone suck dick through a condom. That's all I'm literally saying. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just personally saying I've never fucking seen it. So, and I've watched a fair amount of adult entertainment. But then again, that's all for show, right? And again, I'm just saying, there's some hookers out there. Right. And I mean, I've watched some live streams from some brothels. There was this one site for a while that I used to check out that had a live stream to an actual brothel, like in the fucking Ukraine. Now, that's some wild shit. There's a thing about watching porn and then watching people actually have sex who are like paying for the transaction. That is just, it's kind of enlightening, right? It is. It's kind of enlightening because you're watching it and you're like, usually when you watch a porno, there's a setup. I mean, there should be, unless you find the clip channels that are like Beeg.com or whatever, where like there's no setup, it's just straight fucking, and you're like, I like a story. I want to be mildly entertained before I come. That's what I'm looking for here. I want to set the stage. I want you to lead me in with this particular tale of an amorous affair. I want to know. But when you're watching two people who have engaged in the monetary transaction of fucking, actually fuck, and it's like the most, I think, awkward thing ever. But usually the woman is like, oh god, I'm on like my 14th guy today, and the dude's like, I don't know what to do, I'm fucking nervous, like I got kind of like a half erection, but like, I mean, and then you watch the whole thing go down. Everyone's a bit of a voyeur, I think, honestly, and I've seen, this is like a long time ago, I can't even tell you the website name now, if it's even still around. It was this is like way old back in the day. And it was just such an interesting thing to watch it play out, to watch a kind of intimate moment play out. Because I mean, maybe it's different, like, if you're in, like, Europe, because this was clearly in Europe. But when you're in America, like, America is so Puritan that when it comes to fucking, like, we're like, so fucking crazy about that shit, right? We're just so, like, it's so taboo. Nude beaches, that's a fucking taboo thing. You ever been to a nude beach? Once you get past the old man dick that's like waiting for you at the entrance, because there's a lot of old man cock there. I don't know why, right? I don't know if they're sitting there waving it around thinking it's going to be like let's call it a bar, like, hey, you want to get some cock? I got some cock and balls. It's pretty good. I took my Viagra. You're good to go. Like, it's just, you're at the entryway to the beach. And so maybe they're hoping that people on their way out are like maybe so turned on from seeing other naked people that they're just like, it's here. I'll take it. I mean, I don't know if that's their logic. I would only assume that would be like the stupidest logic on the planet, but it kind of seems to make sense. But anyway, once you get past what I call the gray wall, you move on down to like, the normal people, the average people. Then you get to the college girls, and that's always the best part. But it's just chill. A nude beach is chill. I've done the nude beach thing. I did. I've done the nude beach thing one time. Like, it's been over 10 years. was good times. It was good. It was. I went there with a male coworker because he wanted to go running. That was his whole thing. He wanted to go running down the beach. He's like, hey man, like you want to go with me to Black's Beach? I'm like, is that the nude beach? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know why you'd want to go with me to the nude beach. He's like, I'm not saying we get nude. I'm just saying like, I want to go for a run and I don't want to go alone. I'm like, all right. Like I like I like new experiences and shit. So we went out to this nude beach and it was beautiful. San Diego is gorgeous, man. It's a gorgeous city. I brought my camera, like, and not thinking about everything. I pulled out my camera to do some shots of the beach and like the water. And it really irritated these 4 college girls that were next to me that were topless. Which case I realized the error of my ways and I put the camera away. Because you don't, like, I legitimately didn't think about where I was at. Like, that is, I don't know if that's a privilege factor or if I'm just a fucking moron. But that was quite literally it. I fucked that one up. So ultimately, that's what happened with that thing. And it was still a super fun, super chill experience. And I haven't gone back. Right. I've done my one nude beach experience. And yes, for the record, for a hot minute, I did walk around fully nude, embraced it because it was comfortable. It was comfortable. Unlike the whole, hooker, the brothel place that I'm watching people live fuck from the Ukraine. That's not comfortable. That's like, that it was interesting because just watching the human condition, because we're programmed to fuck, right? We're programmed to want to seek out intercourse and companionship, right? We want to have someone naked writhing around on top of us and letting us either, put it in or have it put in us, whatever your preference is. I don't know. And I don't care, right? More power to you one way or the other, but everyone wants to come. Everyone wants to come. People want to come. And so that's the whole point. It's an intimate affair, but we're meant to do it. And then again, in our society and our culture, it's so taboo. We make a big deal out of it, right? Like Kim Kardashian took a load on her back. She's now worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Talk about being a wonderful role model for young women everywhere, right? The girls are just like, I want to be like Kim Kardashian. Like, what do I have to do? And then Ray J's all like, side business? I built one weird. I could build another. Are you over 18? Do we have 2 forms of ID? Awesome. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, it's just, we have a very weird society in regards to that shit. And yeah, I think on that note, guys, this has been over 40 minutes of me rambling, quite literally nonstop. I took a brief water break, see if you can find out where. And and I just wanted to pop this up. This is, I guess you could just call this like whatever 001 is what I'm just going to title it. And that's just going to be what it's just whatever. It's just literally, and I want to keep, this was fun. I had fun just talking about shit. So I might just take questions from you guys and then like talk about my week and then answer some questions and then go from there. And this could be a thing. This could be a lot of fun. So, if you're coming into this from the, from YouTube or Twitters or anything else like that, be sure to, leave your comments below. And when you get to the end here, I want you guys to type in Apple in the comment section. So if I know you got to the 43 fucking minute part, and then let me know your true thoughts. Did you laugh? Did you cry? Did you seek out Ukrainian live streams from brothels? These are things I'm curious to know, folks. These are things I want to know from you. And I will talk to you guys later. My name, of course, is Matt Jarbo, otherwise known as Mundane Matt, and probably one of the weirdest podcasters on YouTube. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out.